Sarkatha. You've probably heard about Sarkatha in movies and on TV, but in this video, we bring you a real-life story of Sarkatha from Bengal. Dibakar, who was raised in Lucknow, was now older, and after many years was heading back to his village, which lay near the border of West Bengal and Bangladesh. He hadn't been to his village since childhood, and now, after the passing of his parents, his only remaining family was his grandmother. He had come to the village to take her back with him to Lucknow. When he arrived near the village, the main road was damaged due to rain. As he looked around, he saw a signboard pointing towards a path through the forest that led to his village. He decided to take that route, unaware that it would become the biggest mistake of his life. As evening fell, the forest path became eerily deserted, with no one else in sight. After walking for a while, Dibakar felt a strange heaviness, as if a 10-foot tall man was watching him from behind a bush. He thought it might be an animal, so he quickened his pace. Suddenly, something caught under his foot, causing him to stumble and fall. When he looked back, what he saw gave him chills. It was the decayed remains of a human body, severed from the head. Horrified, Dibakar ran as fast as he could and somehow made it to his home. His grandmother was both happy and surprised to see him. Happy because she hadn't seen him in years, but surprised to find him covered in mud. Dibakar explained that he had taken the forest path and encountered a severed head. Hearing this, his grandmother's face turned pale. She told him that the forest path had been deserted for years because of the Sarkata. The villagers believed that the spirit of a tall wrestler boy who had once lived in the village still haunted the area. The boy had fallen in love with a girl, but when he confessed his love, the girl's family brutally beat and humiliated him. After that, the boy lost his mind and, one night, killed the girl. When the girl's family discovered this, they took him to the forest where they beheaded him. They left his headless body there, and since then, his spirit has wandered the forest, burning with vengeance. Though shaken by the story, Dibakar did not believe it. He told his grandmother that what he saw was not a ghost, but simply a decapitated corpse. After dinner, Dibakar went to sleep, but around midnight, he felt as though someone was calling his name in a soft voice. When he woke up, he thought he saw someone in his room, but assumed it was his grandmother. However, when he checked her room, she was fast asleep. Thinking it was just his imagination, he went back to bed, but the voice called out again. This time, Dibakar found himself in the same forest, and behind him stood the 10-foot tall man holding his severed head. The same decayed head Dibakar had seen earlier now began to speak, asking for his help. The head wanted Dibakar to reattach it to its body, but before Dibakar could respond, the severed head started laughing maniacally, and Dibakar woke up with a start. As soon as his eyes opened, the head appeared before him, floating in midair, still laughing. He was terrified and frozen in place, unable to move or scream. His grandmother rushed into the room and turned on the lights, and as soon as the lights came on, the head disappeared. When she asked what had happened, Dibakar brushed it off as a bad dream. But that night, he couldn't sleep. He had heard many stories from the villagers about the Sarkata. They said that the spirit often asked people to help reattach his head, and if anyone succeeded, the spirit would destroy the entire village. If they failed, the spirit would kill them, making them just like him, headless. That night, when Dibakar went back to his room, he saw a strange tall figure standing outside his window. The figure's shawl fluttered in the wind, and as Dibakar watched in horror, he began to feel suffocated. He realized that the severed head was behind him, strangling him with its hair. Before he could react, a strong gust of wind filled the room and everything went black. When Dibakar woke up, his grandmother was sitting by his side. He broke down and told her everything about the Sarkata. His grandmother grew anxious and they decided to leave the village first thing in the morning. That night, Dibakar's grandmother stayed with him in his room, but in the middle of the night, she woke up to find that Dibakar was missing. She searched the entire house but couldn't find him. Fearing the worst, she ran to the villagers for help. Together they searched the forest and soon they heard a loud roar. They found Dibakar standing there with a large sword in hand, his eyes glowing white. He was roaring in fury like a man possessed. His grandmother called out to him, but in response, Dibakar attacked them with the sword. In the chaos, the villagers ran away and his grandmother collapsed, crying. Years later, people spoke of more deaths at the hands of the Sarkata, and that village was eventually considered cursed. It is said that now, not just one, but many such spirits roam the forests of Bengal, known as Sarkata or Kondha Kota. Friends, in the next episode of our podcast, we have India's #1 conspiracy writer who will tell us about the dark web, crazy conspiracies involving Illuminati, secret societies, aliens, and much more. Don't miss it. If you like this story, please subscribe to our channel, Horror Vibe.